The reason to do it is to, one, give some love back to our community, to pick up trash, but also to be the example for others in the community of what it looks like to care for your community and how to plug in. When there's trash in the street, when there's litter in the street, when there's bulky items out there, it lowers the quality of life. And what they deserve is a clean city, a clean neighborhood. And part of that is them taking action to make it happen.
It's just exciting being here with a lot of young people, a lot of community stakeholders, and we appreciate you also supporting your community by helping us keep it clean, right? Making sure that you get your trash to the trash cans, making sure that if you see something, you say something, because a clean community is a healthier community and is a safer community for everybody. That's how we make community stronger together.
This is my city. This is my people, this is my place, and we like to participate in keeping our city clean. What I believe is that if we just do our part little by little, okay, you have trash, throw away the trash, keep the trash in its place.
Our council districts border one another, and this is what it looks like when communities collaborate and be united, especially when this neighborhood was basically cut right down the middle due to the redistricting. And so now we're working in collaboration, something that hasn't happened in recent memory, and so we're happy to be here and clean it up.
Councilmember Imelda Padilla with Los Angeles World Airports and Van Nuys Airport recently hosted a youth leadership conference. Whether these young people want to keep their feet on the ground or become high flyers, the conference highlighted the many careers available in aviation.
Today, in partnership with LAWA, as well as the Van Nuys Airport, we have put together a youth leadership conference where we are exposing young people to the operations, the history, and the future of the Van Nuys Airport.
An academy really teaches them a lot about aviation, not just you being a pilot, but what it is behind the scenes, the mechanics, the people who schedule, the tower, the federal component of it, but boots on the ground and operations and making sure everybody's safe. It's an amazing opportunity for them to learn full spectrum about aviation.
Aviation can take you through so many different careers, and not many people think about it, but becoming an astronaut is part of that, so that was really interesting. And another factor was the leadership aspect of it. Leadership is an important quality that takes you to every single career. You can apply it in every single way, and I think it's important if you want to become successful in your career. And why not strive for excellence? I want to be the best person that I can be in my life. So I feel like this program was suiting for me.
They will learn more about aviation mechanics. We actually have a mechanic school here on site. Students working on engines, working on planes, and to grow that, we've actually increased the enrollment of female mechanics. We'll go onto the airfield and they'll see operations, but the kids will be able to see what they do on a daily basis. Airport police, which is a very specific field of operation where you can take an LAPD officer and try to put them on the airfield, maybe can do the job, but you can take an airport police officer and put them anywhere because they know the specifics of the aviation and FAA. There's what I do. I manage the operations and management, community engagement. There's government relations and policies that we have to follow. If there's an interest in government, plus they love flying, this is the place for you, and we will continue that flame and grow that interest, expose them to everything.
The hands-on and personal experience that you get to see. We were able to tour around the Van Nuys Airport, something that I don't think I was ever going to be able to do. Another thing was being able to meet people with experience and be able to connect with them, but this program offered me that.
I believe the students that made it out here today have a genuine interest in what the future of their community looks like. So when we provided this opportunity, we're very grateful to all of the teachers and the principals that helped us recruit them so that they could know about how we need them and their future ideas to make our community, particularly the Van Nuys Airport, a place that we're all proud of.
What a great event for young Angelinos setting their career sights on the skies. Councilwoman Tracy Park chaired the second ad hoc committee for LA Recovery. LA Civil Rights hosts LA Medical Day, and the Housing Authority of the City of LA is awarded $85 million in funding. These stories up next on City Beat.
Councilwoman Tracy Park chaired the second ad hoc committee meeting for LA Recovery at her Westchester field office. According to Park, 279 properties are cleared, Phase 2 of debris removal is actively underway, and LA City's Department of Building and Safety has begun to issue rebuilding permits. The city administrative officer reported on the $14 million spent to date from the city's Wildfire Emergency Response and Recovery Fund. LA City's Office of Finance reported on a tax relief program for businesses affected by the wildfires, which will waive tax liability for 2025 with a deadline to apply by April 14. The next ad hoc committee meeting for LA Recovery will take place in April. For more information, visit lacity.gov. LA Civil Rights Department invites Angelenos to its LA Medical Day, a virtual event highlighting careers in the medical field. Experts and professionals in the health and medical industries will share their career journeys and provide advice and tips on navigating the education process. Participating speakers represent a number of sectors, bringing a variety of expertise on technical training, medical schools, doctoral research, and public health. Explore diverse careers and perspectives in healthcare and participate in discussions on managing your mental and emotional health in these high-stress fields. The virtual LA Medical Day event is open to all and takes place on Saturday, April 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, see the calendar at civilandhumanrights.lacity.gov. LA City Housing Authority, HACLA, has been awarded close to $85 million to continue its work to support individuals and families experiencing homelessness. Funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and Continuum of Care funds will support 45 grants. HACLA administers these funds to more than 30 service providers that deliver housing and support to individuals with disabilities and those facing barriers to stable housing. Partner organizations include the LA County Department of Mental Health, LA Family Housing, A Community of Friends, and more. According to HACLA, this funding will help create lasting solutions and ensure those experiencing homelessness will have access to resources for long-term stability. For more information, visit hacla.org.
It's a National Endowment of the Arts. Big Read, The House on Mango Street, tells the story of Esperanza, a Latina girl growing up in a harsh world. Sandra Cisneros visited LA's Central Library to share her journey from library user to novelist.
Today, we're here to celebrate The House on Mango Street, a novel that has touched millions of readers across our city and continues to inspire new generations.
I came from a very humble home, and the library saved my life. The library has always been a home in the heart for me, and I'm very grateful to librarians, my heroes, and to libraries for creating me. So thank you.
I remember it was the first book that I read that I just kept thinking, this is speaking to me. I felt like you didn't know me, but you saw me.
It speaks to both a very specific Latino experience as well as a universal experience.
At school, they say my name funny, as if the syllables were made out of tin and hurt the roof of your mouth. But in Spanish, my name is made out of a softer something.
This book is a perfect example of programming that we do at the Department of Cultural Affairs to help lift up and raise up our communities.
I'm very happy that I could bring something from our community, stories that normally don't get told, and make our community count.
It's a book about people wanting to have a voice. So it's a book that speaks to all of us.
One of the pearls of wisdom that Sandra Cisneros shared with us today was that she writes from a place of puro amor, a place of pure love.
My great-grandmother, I would have liked to have known her, a wild horse of a woman. So wild, she wouldn't marry. The diversity and democracy of the library is what I hope we'll always have. So please support your library, especially now.
For more information about LAPL's Big Read events, visit lapl.org/bigread.
How many women are allowed to even have permission to dream of becoming writers or becoming artists coming from the neighborhoods that we come from? You know, we don't encourage our young women to say, study hard and become a novelist, you know?
The Winter Showcase at Barnsdall Park highlighted students' artwork and their creative journey. Some students ventured from the foster youth system to showing their work, finding a voice for their unique stories along the way.
Today we're here at Barnsdall Park. It is the closing of an exhibition, our Winter Student Showcase, as well as the Fostering Photo Voice. Foster youth have the opportunity to share photos that they've taken that depict family and what it means to be growing up as a foster youth.
I was on Instagram just doing my doom scrolling, going through, and I saw something that said foster youth needed. And immediately I was like, well, as a former foster youth, I always want to help somehow. And I didn't really know how deep and vulnerable you were going to have to get, but it was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Being able to capture what it's like being in the foster youth system has been really remarkable. Working with other foster youth has also made me feel more confident in being able to share my story and be comfortable with vulnerability and speaking out on things that are always silenced and ignored.
Being able to unlock a part of me that I don't think I've ever shown before has made me be able to connect with what I'm taking a picture of. It's opened me up to a lot more of what art truly means and what it is and how to look at art. I didn't know how I was going to capture my past without talking to my biological family or being able to go back in time. So I actually went to the courthouse that I used to hate going to as a teenager because I wanted to capture how it felt as a kid being small and give that same feeling of just fear for the world. And I think by doing this exhibit, it gave me the bravery to be vulnerable and share it with the world.
My advice to young people is use art as a form of resistance. Use art as a way to be able to communicate your experience, whether that be storytelling, activism, protest art. Let it be heard, and you never know what your story can do for other people and what you can inspire.
The Department of Cultural Affairs is proud to host this and many, many other events across the city. More information can be found for the work that we do at culture.lacity.gov.
I was not a photographer. Now I'm taking photos of everything. I want to capture every moment. I want to capture every memory because sometimes that's all we have is just a photograph.
In this week's feature story, he's a unit commander, a drill sergeant, and trainer to thousands of firefighters, both in LA and abroad. The City of Los Angeles Firefighters Association named Captain Andrew Ruiz as the Firefighter of the Year.
What is happening today is us honoring Firefighter of the Year. And I think everybody that's here today recognizes the fact that as great as Andy is, and he's an outstanding human being and individual, this man more than deserves it.
I'm fortunate to be honored as the Firefighter of the Year for the Los Angeles City Fire Department. See, I've been with the LAFD coming up on 27 years, and I had no idea or any expectation of being Firefighter of the Year. When I work, what I do, my training is for the membership. It's not for me or any type of accolades for me.
This guy has trained thousands of people in firefighter survival. Not only that, he works at in-service training, so his name and his training is on a diploma of so many people. It's not only that, it's his character that he has. his honesty, his loyalty, his integrity. He's just a stand-up person, and he's a great representation of the fire service, not just the Los Angeles City Fire Department, the fire service.
Being in the fire service is a very noble occupation, and I take it as an honor to be chosen with the LAFD. We are held at a higher standard, whether you're on duty or off duty. And as far as getting deep into our occupation, I think that you never know what you're going to experience. Every day you come into work, you have no idea. It's going to be a challenging day, any day of the week, any hour, any minute. And I think this is something that I enjoy. And it's something that we're up for the challenge because we train very hard and we're ready for those moments.
Listening to Andy talk today, you can see it permeates the fire service. It's not I do. It's not an I, me job. You know, you might go in there thinking, well, I'm going to be a hero and everything, and then as soon as you get in there, you realize, no, I'm just a team player.
Joy is something that when you honor somebody like this that has put their life on the line, because we have a dangerous profession. Look what happened in the Palisades. There's a lot that's going on when you're in public safety. And so I would just say for them, enjoy the moment, cherish all that's going to be said today about a great individual.
I am truly blessed to be part of the LAFD because of the opportunities that it has allowed me and given my family. It's an honor to represent the LAFD.
In this week's Things to Do, spring into a celebration of the season at the Obama Sports Complex. Take part in a day of science, invention, and creativity. And catch an art show and activities in Granada Hills. All this up next on Things to Do.
The City of LA presents Spring Fest, happening on Saturday, April 12th. Head to the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex to celebrate the longer days with this fun event. It's all happening in partnership with LA City's Department of Recreation and Parks and Councilwoman Heather Hutt. Enjoy a host of activities highlighting health, education, and arts. There will also be games and sports to play. It's sure to be fun for all the family. Head to Obama Boulevard for Spring Fest on Saturday, April 12th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Learn more under the Events tab at laparks.org. We're counting down to SoCal's largest celebration of science, creativity, invention, and fun. It's the City of STEM and Los Angeles Maker Faire. Produced by Columbia Memorial Space Center and Los Angeles Public Library, City of STEM is the official science festival of Los Angeles. Head to Exposition Park on Saturday, April 12th, and enjoy all that this day-long Science Fest has to offer. It will include hands-on activities, amazing experiences, workshops, lectures, and appearances by famous creators and science celebrities. Everyone is invited to the South Lawn at Exposition Park on Saturday, April 12th to enjoy City of STEM and Los Angeles Maker Faire from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, visit cityofstem.org. On Saturday, April 12th, join LA's Department of Cultural Affairs for the Colors of Compassion art show and Granada Hills Spring Easter event to celebrate the end of an 11-week art workshop series. Colors of Compassion provides an artful path for healing and social justice, and the artists who took part in it will be displaying their work. There will also be games, raffles, art making, an egg hunt, food, and more. Come and celebrate spring at Granada Hills Recreation Center with Colors of Compassion art show and activities on Saturday, April 12th, beginning at 10 a.m. To learn more, visit culture.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Los Angeles City Council's regularly scheduled meeting for Tuesday, the 8th day of April in the year 2025. My name is Marquise Harris Dawson. I serve as president of this council. Public comment will be taken in person for this morning's meetings. Mr. Clerk, can we begin our proceedings by calling the roll?
Bloomfield, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Gerardo, Lee, McGoster, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 11 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes of April 4th, 2025.
Councilmember Park moves. Councilmember Jurado seconds. What's next?
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Price moves. Councilmember Kosker seconds. What's next?
Mr. President, today is Tuesday and it's time for the flag salute.
All right, we'll ask everyone in the chamber to rise and join Councilmember Nazarian of the 2nd District in the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I never knew there was a rhythm to the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, what's next, Mr. Clerk?
Mr. President, there is a request to hold item number 7 on the desk, and I will run through the agenda.
All
items
right.
1 through 6 are items noticed for public hearing. Items 7 through 14 are items for which public hearings have been held. Items 15 through 19 are items for which public hearings have not been held. Items 20 through 26 are closed session items considered by the Budget and Finance Committee.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. What's next, Mr. Clerk?
The council president can call on council for any specials.
All right. Specials members, to my right, the east side of the chamber, Councilmember Price.
Mr. President, I'm recusing myself from item 8 because my wife's employer has worked with applicants on this item.
All right. Any others? Councilmember Rodriguez?
Yes, there's an amendment for item 7 that's being circulated.
All right. The amendment has been seconded and is being circulated for item number 7. All right. Any others to my right? Councilmember Rahman.
I'd like to call item 7 special for comments.
All right. All right. Any others to my right? Seeing none, to my left, the west side of the chamber. All right. Seeing none, what items are available for us to vote on this morning?
Mr. President, because item number 11 is an ordinance and requires 12 votes for the first.
We'll hold that one.
Yes, we'll hold that on the desk. Before council, the council may now vote on items 9, 10, 12 through 14.
All right. Let's open the roll on these items. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
Ayes.
Yeah, it needs public.
All right. What's next?
Mr. President, the council may now take up the closed session items that were considered by the Budget and Finance Committee.
All right. I think we need to come back to those when we have a budget chair present. What's next?
The council may now move on to public comment.
All right. Let's prepare the room for public comment.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 through 6 and items 15 through 19. So again, the items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 through 6 and items 15 through 19. A couple more announcements. If I can have the interpreters please make this aloud to the room. If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Si usted requiere un intérprete en español, por favor pause cada oración, cada frase para que el intérprete pueda traducir.
Don't worry, we will hold your time so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else.
No se preocupe, vamos a mantener su tiempo de tal manera que el tiempo de traducción va a ser el mismo que el tiempo de los demás.
Thank you. And
Gracias.
one final announcement for the room. You do not need to line up in the order in which you hear your name called, but please do wait until you hear your name called. Thank you.
Thank you. And before we go forward, Mr. Clerk, we've got 12 members, so I'm wondering if both the amended motion and the other ordinance can be heard at this time?
The council can take up item 11, the ordinance, but for the amendment, I do not have a copy in front of me.
All right, so that has not been distributed yet. All right, so let's take up that item.
Item 11.
All right, item 11 is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right. And we still need to wait for the amendment, so we'll go on with public comment.
I will now call names to stand and speak. Andrew Gravener, Stacy Segarra, Megan Pete, Marachoy Park, Ron Harbor.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Isabel proved earlier that you can read the name items off your screen, Marquise, and tell me which items I signed up for.
So again, which items would you like to speak to?
Which items did I submit on the kiosk, Marquise?
Okay, I'm going to start your time now. You can have general public comment, or you can tell me which items would you like to speak to.
All items in general public
so you have
comment.
3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. And again,
Mr. Gabriel, I just want to let you know, this is Councilmember Harris Dawson talking to you. The items you signed up for are not on my screen, so I can't help you with that. You need to do the work to remember when you come up to the desk.
Even Nuri got
3
them
minutes
off
for
her
the
screen.
items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Even
Go
she
ahead.
could do it. So we have item 16, which is community services in CD12. So let's see. So what are these community services? It doesn't say what the community services are. You know, you can figure out what, you know, you can figure out what these community services are and let us know what they are. And then when you have that information, you can give it to us and then reschedule this item so that we can comment on the actual community services and not just the mysterious shit going on. Given its staffer be probably LAPD funding. So we have item 18, which is related to supplemental security services or something in various council districts. What are these security services being provided to do? I mean, it doesn't say what the security services are. And it seems, I mean, is it harassing unhoused people? Is it, you know, just basically off-duty cops being cops while off-duty? I mean, you know, we should figure that kind of stuff out. So we have item 19, which is related to sexual exploitation of children, things like that. We should also investigate the LAPD officers who are complicit, who are guilty of sexually exploiting children. And I mean, we've got LAPD officers on the city council detail who advocate for child abuse. I mean, you know, and we've got, you know, there's all kinds of reports of LAPD officers doing these kinds of stuff. So we should launch some investigations into that kind of stuff so that we can figure out what's going on. Okay, and then let's go to general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
So once again, most of the council isn't here. Most of the council isn't paying attention. As usual, Adrian's got his staffers. He's always late. He's never mentally present at any meeting he's at. Always laughing it up with the staffers. Well, most of you are playing on your computers. We've got Tracy and Curran over there just laughing it up. We've got, all that kinds of stuff. So when is call and comment, why was call and comment ever removed to begin with? We should have call and comment at these meetings so that people can give more public comment on their, if people can't come here, they can call in to give comment. I think I don't like hearing the hate speech, but I'm a little worried you're going to use this to expand to ban like criticism of Israel, things like that. So, yeah. You can get your items. I'll call you.
Next speaker.
I'd like to call up more names before the next person speaks. Shelly Muskiewicz, Ying Chun Ip, Bang Cho Yu, Mike Hawk, Audit LA, Harriet Elliott.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All items in general comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Thank you. Item 15 is relative to funding to support the South Los Angeles Wetlands Improvement Project. It's always a good idea to fund and augment programs that support our wildlife and our ecosystems. I know LA is by and large an urban area, but our survival depends on a very delicate ecosystem balance. They seem insignificant, but the insects, the birds, they all have an effect on our livelihood. So thank you for supporting wetlands. I'd appreciate it if the council members engaged in conversation right now would pay attention. Thank you, Adjournment. Item 16 supports community programs and groups in Council District 12. This is really vague. It's an appropriation for $60,000. The concept of community programs and groups is a good one, but it would be nice if we had more specificity on motions like this so we could keep better track of where our money is going. I think there's been a lot of information recently brought to light that the city and county organizations do a terrible job at keeping track of where funding goes. So if we would make more specific motions about this type of funding, that would be super helpful. Item 17 relates to supporting the elderly. It's relating to funds for other aging grants, miscellaneous programs, modernizing the quote-unquote Older Californians Act. Senior citizens is the fastest growing demographic of unhoused residents, and the biggest thing we could do to support our elderly, our most esteemed citizens, would be to make their housing affordable, to ban landlords from price gouging them. My neighbor's on Social Security. She has a fixed income, but every year her rent-controlled apartment still goes up by 4%, and she's really struggling. So this is a good goal, but it really falls short because we need much stronger protections. We need seniors to be able to stay in their housing and to be able to afford to have food and health care. Item 19 is related to consistent consequences for those who engage in unlawful sex acts with a minor. This is about deterring sexual exploitation of children. Obviously a good and noble cause. I think we should also look at ways that Hollywood and the movie and TV industry perpetuates the sexualization of children, the trafficking of children. They want to act very woke about these things now and pretend like they're protecting children, but the more we learn from former child actors, the more we understand that Hollywood is not a safe place for children. And so maybe we could consider banning child labor, and that would go pretty far in helping
General
them.
public comment.
Real hot girl shit. Pussy hoes on the horseshoe, nyum. Doing what about traffic, pum? When I say traffic, I don't mean Bugattis. I'm talking about the people forced to sell their bodies. This city's hosting the Olympics. Men from all around the world want to buy tricks. Casey Wasserman knows something about it. Flew on Epstein's jet, innocent? Yeah, I doubt it. It's nothing but a racket for the city. And this council is behind it, such a pity. Marquise Harris Dawson want to act like he don't know. It's in your jurisdiction when we speak on Figaro. Whoa. Figueroa, Roa, Roa, Roa. Third longest street in the city's Figueroa, Roa, 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 Roa. Human trafficking up and down Figueroa, Roa, 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 Roa. It's in your jurisdiction when we speak on Figueroa, Roa, Roa, Roa. My sincere apologies to Megan Thee Stallion. I know that was terrible. Someone requested I do that. Shout out to Smoke and Scan, and go check out Revolutionary Blackout Network on YouTube.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All I want to do is say on
Okay, so
item 2.
1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Item 2, I stand with Herman that I don't want the proliferation of alcohol sales. I'm moving on now. That woman's boyfriend
Okay,
likes
so
Ron Johnson.
1 minute for general. She just did item 2. Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
Many people like Ron Johnson. The title of his book is Transhuman Genocide. And when I saw that title, I knew that's for me. We're talking genocide. Nobody's talking about what's really happening. Renee Pittman Mitchell is a black lady, and she's very religious. I was going to bring her book, God is Good, okay? I didn't bring it because I want to bring her picture also. They are hiding her. And what they did is they killed her, okay? I told one council member, and he has the ability to look at her picture and say it's not her. I'm going to bring her picture next Tuesday, and to show you, she's about 47. She's a pretty lady. She's very religious, okay? Very. And she even believes in that prosperity conscious, all the religious stuff. She also, anything that religious people,
Next speaker.
I'd like to call up more people before the next person speaks. Francisco Aguirre, Maria Gonzalez, Maria Romero, MD Media, Renata Mason, Yasmin Carino.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. If you allow me, I would like to try 15, 16, 19, general.
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Start with item number 15. It's about the South Los Angeles Wildland Improvement Project. I am here to support this item because right here it specifically said appropriate $150,000 towards the recreation and parks fund. In South LA, we need better services at the park because the South LA parks have become a criminal sites already, have become the wildland of gangbang already. And then right now, we are providing more fundings to the recreation and the parks, and then that's the reason why I'm here to support it, because enough is enough. I cannot go to the park playing basketball at the same time I have to get raped in order to go home. That has to stop right there. Now, let's move on to item number 16. It's about community programs in Council District 12. I am here to support these services because, like I mentioned last week, every single Los Angelenos, they deserve community prostitution services. And then we are not seeing enough services right there. So the people who do not have enough access to sexual intercourse, they have no service. When they reach out to the council member, when they reach out to the city attorney, when they reach out to the LAPD, how can they have more accessible sexual intercourse services? They always get denied. They always get rejected. So if we are trying to improve community services in Council District 12, I'm here to support the drug services, the heroin services, the marijuana services, and then the sexual prostitution services. Now, let's move on to item number 19. Number 19 is about the sex crime about the children. Like I mentioned many times already, I am always the advocate for Figueroa children. Okay, I believe that I want to give the children the freedom of choice. If they want to become a prostitute, they have a constitutional right to do so. And you cannot take that away from a children. If a children wants to, if their American dream is to become a Figueroa prostitute sex worker, and I believe it is their American dream to do so, and then city attorney, city council, mayor, whatever, you cannot take their American dream away. I am here to stand in solidarity with all of the Figueroa sex worker and the future sex worker of Figueroa. Now, let's move on to general.
Comment.
For the general, I will continue on my Figueroa item because even though our city attorney told me the Figueroa is not under the jurisdiction of the city council, okay, you can continue to say that, but I will continue to talk about Figueroa. I believe right now I have a concern about the President Trump tariff. So Figueroa is $5 a head, and I don't want to see any tariff on Figueroa services. So if we have a 34% tariff, so $5 per head on Figueroa Street, that will become $7. That's unaffordable. That's unacceptable. So we need to make sure, maintain the low price of Figueroa services to make sure the Figueroa services is accessible for every single Angelino. And then regarding the tariff, and I want to consult our Figueroa president, Jason Jenkins, because he is the one who controls the Figueroa and he is the one who provides all Figueroa services for every single Angelino.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Yeah, general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Francisco Aguirre. I am a Los Angeles LAX employee for Cruise of California. Just wanted to speak about the Olympic wage. We needed to get agendized now. A living wage will help me save money, pay for personal medical debt, pay my car, be financially independent. It will be good for the economy. I just wanted to tell the city council members to schedule this now. That's all.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Buenos
Buenos
días. ¿Sobre qué temas quiere comentar?
Así es un comentario público.
So, general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hola, mi nombre es María Santos González y trabajo para Fly Food Group, preparando la comida para todos los vuelos en LAX.
Hello, yes, my name is Maria Santos Gonzalez. I work for Flight Food Group, preparing all the foods for flights in LAX.
Estamos aquí porque necesitamos el sueldo olímpico.
We are here because we need the Olympic wage.
Yo hago $20.73 y pago $2,600 de renta.
I make $20.73 and I pay $2,600 for rent.
Y tengo que cuidar a un nieto de y yo vivo sola.
And I live by myself and I have to take care of one grandchild.
Y no puedo jubilarme.
And I cannot afford to retire.
Hemos esperado demasiado.
We have waited far too long.
Por favor, les pido que pongan esto en la agenda lo más pronto posible. Se los agradecemos.
And please, I ask that you agendize this as soon as possible. Please, we would be very grateful.
Es todo por hoy. Gracias.
That's all for today. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment, public comment?
So you have 1 minute for general public comment, and feel free to adjust the microphone as you see fit. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Hi, everybody. My name is Maria Romero. I work at LAX. at Terminal 1 as a passenger coordinator. Been working there for 18 years. I'm a single parent for an 8-year-old now. She's 8. Also a caregiver, me and my brother. We take care of our parents, our mom and dad. I'm one of the biggest, the breadwinner. Things are really cost for us to take care of my dad and his needs. He's bed rest after a stroke. We don't get any help financially. Me and my brother take care of all his needs. My mother too. She's still, she's doing good, thanks God. But she also needs clothes. Oh shoot. That was fast.
Sorry, I know it goes by quickly, so for everybody else, if you'd like to provide additional comments, you can do so at lacouncilcomment.com in writing, and there is no word limit as far as I'm aware of that. So I'm sorry, we have to move on to the next speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Yasmin Quirino. I've been working at LAX Airport for 18 years. I'm a wheelchair attendant. I am here to share that we need the Olympic wage to be on the agenda as soon as possible. Because when we wait, one bill adds more to my bills. Last week, I went to the emergency room and I had to pay hundreds of dollars. Please agendize the Olympic living wage and vote yes. Everything is getting so expensive, it's hard to pay rent, medical bills, groceries, gasoline. We need the living wage to be increased. It's not affordable no more in LA. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Good morning. I'd like to speak on general comments.
Okay, so you have
I'm
1
concerned
minute. Go
about
ahead.
our flags out here in front of City Hall. They all look terrible. Every single one of them, it's a disgrace to our flag. If you guys would look into that, I'd appreciate that. As well as half of you guys are up here not even paying attention to anybody that's speaking. There's a lot of people that are speaking up here that are important. Please pay attention to your speakers next time. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'm speaking to general comments.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yes. So good morning. I'm Renata Mason with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. And today I am here to speak on a reminder for those that have been impacted by the Eaton and Palisades fires. I just wanted to let you all know that our application deadline, we have a grace period. So for those that have been impacted by the disaster, you can apply now until May the 30th. With that being said, as a reminder, all those that have been impacted can apply by visiting sba.gov/disaster. For homeowners and renters, the assistance is available for renters $100,000, for homeowners up to $500,000 for rebuilding and reconstruction of your home, with an interest rate of 2.563%. For nonprofits that have been impacted, we have an interest rate of 3.6 up to $2 million, and for businesses, starting at 4% for $2 million as well. Again, the application deadline is May the 30th for physical damages and October 8th for any economic injury. Thank you.
Yes, motherfucker, all items are non-agenda public comment.
Which name did you sign up under?
What do you mean, what name? All kinds of names.
Which name did you sign up under? Because you have to wait until your name is called before you can sign up or line up to speak. So please let me know which name you signed up under, or you're going to be held out of order and disrupting this meeting. So which name did you sign up under? It does not have to be your actual name, but which name did you sign up under?
Marichoa. Come on. Come on. Marichoa. Whoa.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Marichoa.
And staff, was that name called?
Can we repeat it one more time? Sorry.
I'm sorry, Mr. Herman, which name did you sign up under?
Mata Choi. You motherfuckers.
Yes, that name was called.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and
Goddamn.
1 minute for general public comment.
God damn.
Go ahead.
Doesn't anyone listen? Do I repeat? Does anybody listen but Smoke and Scan? Shout out.
So your time is going. You need to stick to the items.
Oh, yeah. Item number 6. Fucking assessment, fucking little Tokyo fucking business improvement district. Why, Ms. Jawardo? Why did you let that poor Asian man get killed by LAPD? Why? Then we go to item number 1. Dickhead. What name did you sign up under? All kinds of fucking names. Item number 1, CD3. Fuck CD3 on item number 1. Item number 2, application for public convenience and necessity. We're going to go to 4 a.m. on alcohol. 4 a.m. last call.
So, Mr. Herman, that is not on the agenda. That is not what item 2
I'm
is about.
relating it to the situation about public convenience
And
and
connect it
alcohol.
to item 2. You know
it's
the
not
rules.
a necessity. We don't need anyone driving incapacitated and killing people on the goddamn road like that little kid that got killed earlier this morning, ass zoo. Look at item number 3, noodle. CD10. Los Angeles fucking building and safety fucking report for confirmation for fucking liens. I keep telling you people, it's unconstitutional, 3-inch dick, Duarte. That's the reason why I don't walk in here with my dick anymore, because I'm afraid that you're going to hold me on those liens, Duarte, you little 3-inch dick. And for that reason, I believe my violations of rights have been altered by the prior restraints, Mr. Attorney.
So, not on the agenda. You're welcome to speak to that during general public comment if you'd like.
I'm going to page number 19. Item CD 915. Is it on the board? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what that fucking
Number
monkey told me.
15 is $150,000 in funding to support the South Los Angeles Wetlands Improvements Project.
Yeah, may I speak on it, please?
Go ahead.
All right. Fuck item 15 for the record. Thank you, Mr. Attorney. You laid it out for me. And Smoke and Scan, yes, that little zit on his face, he should
All
take
right,
it
you've been
off.
warned before. General public comment, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Now into my non-agenda public comment. Everyone in the world, look it up. Matthew Dow, D-O-W-D, and Zuma Dog said to you assholes of Los Angeles that Dean Pergerson says that my sensitive words may not be what protected speech, but they are. That's what the judge ruled. So when I say it politely, that's protected speech. If I grab my nuts, that's like Michael Jackson. Just beat, and beat it. And then I keep going on and on, but I'm not. KK Caruso and Stalin continue to have a conversation. So 42 U.S.C. 1983 politely, fuck you, Grote, fuck you, Jonathan, and fuck the...
Next speaker. Mr. Spindler, as you're walking up, I'd ask if you could let us know which name you signed up under as well, please. Thank you.
Boy, why don't you guess?
So again, which name did you sign up under? If you don't want to tell us, then I'm going to ask that you get back in line.
What? What do you mean?
This
You
is your
don't
last
know?
opportunity. Which name did you sign up under?
Transgender name, Shelly
Okay,
Miskovich.
you are now disrupting the meeting. This is your first and only warning. I'm going
But
to ask you,
say the
which name did you
goddamn
sign
name.
up under? The
Shelly
instruction to
Miskovich.
the instruction to the public is to wait until your name is called before you line up to speak. So, which name did you sign up under? You've already been warned
Shelly
once. And
Miskovich. You're not listening. Get that
That
cotton out of
name
your
was
ear.
called, yes.
Get your
Okay.
cotton out of your fucking ear.
You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Wasting my goddamn time. Now, number 3, nigga, we're looking at nigga Bob and his niggas over there in the building and safety for annual inspection costs with almost 4,000 Benjamins. How can Moni Cow allow her friend to go to prison over item number 1? How can you let this happen? That's how you can let it happen. And then we get CD number 5 and number 2. KKK Katie Yaroslavsky, the worst goddamn thing to happen to the Jewish community since Auschwitz banned smoking, all right? We say no to number 2. Look at this dumb city attorney. Item 99, I'm against. Item 77, I support. Item 194, I'm against. Item 97 with amendments, I support it thoroughly. Item 88, I'm in favor of Marchese. Item 104, I'm against it, Marchese.
So this is your first and only warning. Stick to the
Right.
agenda,
See,
or I'm going to move you to
motherfucker?
general public comment.
Now we get number 3. That's on top of it. CD10, that little hustler over there, the unelected one, had the cunt hunt. And we say no to South Virginia Road, where all the wealthy niggas live. Did you know that? All the wealthy niggas live in South Virginia Road. Let's get South Virginia Road a hand. That's right. It's still part of the ghetto, but it's the nice part. And then we get to number 4, CD15, that big, fat, ugly Irish buckethead doing South Pacific Gateway right-of-way. What you want, a right-of-way, fool? Nobody wants to go down there. I say, shut that goddamn road down. Don't anybody go to CD15. Don't anybody shop down there. And all you Chinese folks, don't ship your goods through the port of Los Angeles.
It's all right. Hold Mr. Spindler's time.
Yes,
Mr. Herman, do not disrupt this meeting. This is your first and only warning, or else you'll be subject to remove. Mr. Spindler.
I didn't hear shit.
All right. Mr. President, Mr. Spindler has been warned. We paused his time, so this was not part of his general public comment, and he is eligible for removal if you'd like.
For what?
Go ahead. For disrupting my instructions to Mr. Herman.
Oh,
go ahead. Continue
I'm not
time.
Mr. Herman. So now we continue. We continue with our abated journey down this schedule. So let's see here, scumbag. Let's go here to number 15. The wetlands. I piss on the wetlands, especially if it involves Kern DeMille Price and CD9. No on the goddamn wetlands. In fact, I will challenge anybody to show me a single goddamn wetland that legitimately exists in that ghetto filth ball place known as CD9 that I know all too well. Shout out to 77th and
General
Fig.
public comment.
Now we get to our general comment. I have good news for all of you. The FBI and the IRS have now joined our new federal task force on fraud involving homeless service stealing. And Nithya Ramen Noodle is the top goddamn suspect. Let's give her a hand. It's going to involve fines and imprisonment, money laundering, stealing, all because you niggas won't tell us what you did with our money. Where did my money for my street lights go, Imelda? Well, it went into the circle. Where did my street lights go, Buckethead? Well, it went into my nonprofit. And who did you house? Look at Imelda's district in front of the 405. 39/10 by the freeway. She only moving niggas around from one plantation to another. 42 United States Code. Fuck you, fuck the city, and fuck the...
Your time's expired.
All right, that concludes public comment for this morning's meeting. Thank you to everybody who came and shared with us today. Mr. Clerk, what is before us at this time?
The council may now vote on items 1 and 3 through 6 and 15 through 19.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Would council like to take up the actually, Mr. Council President, there is a request to take item 19 urgent forthwith, and that will require a vote.
It requires a vote. All right, let's open the roll on that item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Would council like to take up items 20 through 26, which were considered by the Budget and Finance Committee?
Indeed, we would. Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
We heard closed session items 20 through 26 in BNF on April 1st, and I recommend approval of these items, Council President.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Budget Chair. Let's open the roll on these items.
And Mr. President,
yes,
would you
can
like
read the settlement? Sorry.
Yes, I will read the settlements into the record. Item 20 in the case entitled Armin Beldarian versus the City of Los Angeles et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $250,000 in settlement. 21 in the case entitled Leslie Conliffe versus the City of Los Angeles et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $250,000 in settlement. 22 in the case entitled Marsha Persinger versus the City of Los Angeles et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $350,000 in settlement. 23 in the case entitled Misty Stevenson versus Victor S. Cow et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $350,000 in settlement. 24 in the case entitled Evangelina Flor Mata Alcantara versus the County of Los Angeles et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $550,000 in settlement. 25 in the case entitled Stephanie Acosta versus the City of Los Angeles et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $700,000 in settlement. 26 in the case entitled Francisco Hernandez Tello versus the City of Los Angeles. There is a recommendation to expend up to $150,000 in settlement.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, would council like to take up item number 8 with Councilmember Price recusing?
All right, we're taking up item number 8. We'll give Councilmember Price 90 seconds to recuse himself. Mr. Price is out of the room and off the board, so let's open the roll on this item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, we'll bring Mr. Price back and take up the next item.
Mr. President, the council can either take item number 7 with the amendment being circulated and held for comments by Councilmember Bloomfield and Rahman, or the council can take up item number 2, which requires a motion from, I believe, Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
All right, let's do item number 2, and I'll call on Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
We're okay, we're continuing it for a week. No, it's 7. Oh, sorry, we're continuing this for a week. Thank you.
And
Continuing it for 1 week?
And that would be April 22nd.
April 22nd, all right. Do we need a vote on this, or can we take it without objection?
If there is no objection, the chair can continue the item.
All right, we'll continue the item without objection. That leaves us with item number 7.
Yes, sir. And for item 7, the amendment has been circulated.
All right, item number 7, the amendment has been circulated. I see no speakers on the queue. Councilmember Rahman? Councilmember Rodriguez. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Go ahead. No, you go. Okay. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Ms. Rahman, for this motion. And it's incredibly important, particularly at a time where now we're seeing federal interest peak on examining how homeless dollars are being expended in this city. It is important that we, in fact, get a handle on, frankly, what many other cities have been able to do with their continuum of care. They've been able to, whether it's Glendale, whether it's Long Beach, many other cities, much smaller than Los Angeles, have found a pathway to look at how they manage homeless dollars. And given that the county has redacted their investment of LASA, I look forward to the report coming back, which that I know the CLA is working on, about how we centralize our work with respect to homelessness in a manner that we are able to actually audit without having to expend $2 million of money that we just frankly continue to find ourselves not having. We have a decentralized response to homelessness that has
frankly, in my opinion, really created a greater problem for ourselves that now has elicited the interest of federal investigation, and that's a really big problem. So I look forward to us getting this additional information back about what the impacts are going to be, although I think, frankly, I could tell you what it's going to be, but what we really need to have is the conversation around centralizing these efforts in a singular way, not in a political office, but in a manner that we can actually audit and track the outcomes associated with the work. And for far too long, there has been an enablement of funding this failure, and it needs to stop. So I look forward to this data coming back. There was an amendment 7A that I introduced on behalf of Mr. Lee that also provides greater insight over some of the resources that have been expended and administration costs associated with the work that we've been doing or affiliated with respect to homelessness. But the fundamental issue is, if you care about this issue, you'd care about greater transparency to make sure that we are maximizing the money, the taxpayer dollars that have been provided for us to help more people, save more people. But LAHSA has continued to show themselves to be a very big part of the problem. We have seen a commingling and conflation of funds without answers to basic questions. So it's time that we really dig in to do the work that actually clearly is able to reflect to taxpayers what are the outcomes associated with the work. But there is no more, for me, this has been an issue for years, but I came to this conclusion more than a year ago. And for me, there is no greater moment in time for us to quickly accelerate our separation from LAHSA. The county has already done it. We need to continue to tee up our response in a manner that allows us to ensure that we don't have a break in outcomes. But there's clearly so much money invested in this, in so many different areas, with so much duplication and redundancies, it needs to stop. Because this apologist nature for this failure needs to stop. And I hope that this is actually going to help drive the momentum for us to finally have a system in place that will show deliverables clear and consistently without all of these continued exposures for the funding of the failure that has continued to happen for years. Time's up. And I look forward to the motion, but the report coming back on centralizing our work in this city, because smaller cities can do it. There's no excuse for us saying that we can't do it. We're the damn city of Los Angeles. We should be able to do this. Thank you.
Councilmember Blumenfield.
Thank you. Colleagues, last week a few of us went to the supervisors to seek greater collaboration and express our concerns about the speed of what's happening. I share the frustration of the supervisors. I've had a lot of criticism of LAHSA over the last couple of years, and that hasn't changed. It's no secret to say that LAHSA has fallen short. We know that just by our efforts, and we know that by all of the audits and everything else. The county's motion to pull funding and the resignation of LAHSA's leadership is not only shaking things up, but it's breaking a broken system. And like I said to the supervisors when I was there, there's a saying when you go into certain stores: if you break it, you bought it. And in many ways, this applies. As the county basically breaks it, they're going to have to own up to their responsibilities when it comes to homelessness in a way that they haven't in the past. LAHSA was created, as we all know, out of a lawsuit where this city and LASA were at odds. We were under the welfare code saying, you need to do your job with homelessness. You need to provide the human services. We're not getting those services. And one way that lawsuit was resolved was a settlement that created LASA. Well, now that we break LASA and they take their money back, we're back to that central question. Who does what? And I think it's important as we move forward that we not only, and this report not only tells us what, as Ms. Rodriguez pointed out, we need to act quickly because we're going to get left behind and figure out what it is that we need to do, how we create accountability, but we also need to figure out what is our role and what is their role, and make it real clear, because part of the problem in all this is the ambiguity that's been out there when it comes to homeless services, and we're spending our general fund on activities that the county spends their pass-through dollars and that fall in the lap of the county. So, you know, we don't want to just sit and wait and figure out what happens next, because we know what's happening. The county is going to grab the best people that they can, is going to gut LASA and take the folks who are good at contracting, et cetera, and move them into the county bureaucracy, hopefully not just creating another bureaucracy, but what's going to be remaining is basically all paid for by the city. And we need to change things in LASA of whatever is remaining that we need to have, like the COCs and things that are determining policy that the county has a much greater voice than us. Well, that has to change, because we are now the only one paying into LASA, and we need to figure out how we extricate ourselves as well. And that's what this report is going to do. So I support the report. I support the amendments to the report. The more and better information that we can get, and the faster that we can get it, because if we don't do something soon, it will be done to us in a way that we do not like. Thank you.
Councilmember Jurado.
Thank you, Council President. While I support the county's push for accountability and transparency in homelessness services, ensuring a seamless transition is vital, especially for folks in my district. As the council member representing Skid Row, the area with the highest density of unhoused people, I know full well that any delay in providing services to people experiencing homelessness is a matter of life or death. I look forward to receiving this report and support the amendments as well to have a better understanding of how the city will coordinate with the county absent LASA. Thank you, Council Members Ramon and Blumenfeld, for your leadership on this issue.
Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, Councilwoman Rodriguez and Rahman, for your leadership, and Councilmember Blumenfield as well. Colleagues, billions of dollars of taxpayer money have been wasted over the last several decades. We've gotten literally nowhere, doubling down on failure year after year. The county is now taking all of the Measure A funding. It's pulled its funding out of LASA and taken the human capital. LASA is now in a free-for-all, and we can probably expect HUD to be pulling out its funding of the city of Los Angeles as well. We are standing here literally holding the bag. But I'm viewing this as an historic opportunity to take back control of the spending and the accountability for how we are providing homeless services in the city of Los Angeles. I appreciate and support these motions and their amendments, and I would just like to offer the friendly additional amendment of getting these reports back in 30 days. Thank you, colleagues.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, and thank you, Ms. Park, for that amendment. But I just wanted to clarify something, Mr. Blumenfield. Even though the county is pulling back its resources, LASA isn't going to cease to exist. It will still exist. It's just not going to exist with all of the revenue that was provided by Measure H when they were flooded, and then we matched those resources. So I wanted to just clarify that for anyone that thinks LASA is going to go away. I mean, that's just not going to happen. The other piece of it is, again, we are outreach rich and housing poor. We're clear what the roles are between the city and the county. There's no question about that. We're the housing providers. The county is supposed to be the service providers. However, we've had a dynamic with the cart being put before the horse multiple times over. And we just have to start, like, this is the tightening of the belts that should have happened years ago. But everyone was, hemming and hawing about, well, no, we can't do this. We can do this. It's not impossible. It's not difficult. It will be difficult for a lot of the people that have historically received funding without having to account for it. But the reality is this failure can no longer be enabled. And, it should have happened a long time ago. And, sadly, and I've said this in many meetings before, our constituents, LA City taxpayers, have continued to pay 2 to 3 times for services that they don't even get once. And that has been the problem associated with all of these multiple layers from the state, from the federal to the county, all of the resources that have been poured in to see minimal impacts. Oh, and by the way, LASA prematurely, absent full data and accounting, declaring victory on another reduced homeless count with incomplete data. It's a joke. And so we need to stop, we need to move quickly. And I look forward to, again, that report coming back so that we actually have a very thoughtful procedure going forward with greater accountability, outside of political office leading it, to centralize this work so that we can actually have meaningful results on the street. Thank you.
Councilmember Rahman.
Gosh, I did not expect that this item would generate so much interest, but I'm delighted that everyone is so excited to get this report back about how we respond to the county's unilateral decision to remove Measure A funding, from many of which our city representatives and city residents supported and voted for out of LASA. I think that we are at a very important moment with this change. And I want to be very careful about how I describe this moment, because I think it is really important to be careful. This money, this work on addressing homelessness is still really important. It requires significant investment, and the level of investment is not likely to go down quickly over the next few years because of the scale of the crisis that previous leadership here in the city allowed to grow unchecked for so long. And so we have to make a big investment. And unlike many people who are publicly commenting about the audit, I actually read every page of the audit. And the audit actually said 2 things. One was that there was no connections between the dollars that we're spending on homelessness and outcomes. What is the performance of those dollars? LASA wasn't monitoring that. That's why I'm so excited about the work that we've already been undertaking through performance management and oversight that I hope will be housed at LAHD going forward. This council approved that a few weeks ago, and I'm hoping that that work is enshrined there. But the work that we can do through that performance management and oversight function is actually connecting the dollars that we're spending to outcomes. How many people are moving off the street? How many of the units that we're building are filled? How are we ensuring that people who are getting indoors are staying indoors? And once we have that data, some of which we already have and are already making improvements to the system on the basis of, once we have that data, we can actually have a much better system in which every dollar is connected to improvements to the lives of people who are on our city streets. Ultimately, that is our focus and that is our goal, because that goal is really important for LA, and the voters over and over again have told us that that goal is really important. Second, the audit, while it didn't actually uncover evidence of fraud, it did uncover something really troubling, which is poor financial controls at LASA. So for example, LASA would make payments out to service providers, but didn't have processes in place to go out and ensure that those services were being provided in a field kind of visit kind of way. They didn't ensure that the number of case managers that were supposed to be at sites were there. They didn't ensure that the number of meals that were supposed to be provided at interim housing sites were being provided regularly. And without that kind of checking, there was not clarity on how the money was being spent. So I just want to say something to everybody around this body. This work, this moment, where the county has pulled Measure A funds out of LAHSA, and now we have to figure out how we spend our dollars, also offers us an opportunity to right these wrongs, to make sure that we have performance management and oversight, and to make sure that we have real financial controls that allow us to track the dollars to the services that are being provided. But I do want to say that that will require investment. Accounting, oversight, data, tracking, all of that costs money. And I hear far too often people who complain with one breath that LAHSA's administrative costs are way too high and we should be cutting them even though they're at 2% off our contracts, and with the other breath saying that they don't track their money enough. So if we're going to do this, we have to make the investment to get it right. And now we have an opportunity to do that, so I want to encourage every single person to support that work, to figure out how much it costs for effective management, and to really invest in it so that we can make the most of the investments that we're making across the system. So thank you, and I hope I will get your aye vote, and I'm fine with these amendments.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Rahman and Bloomfield and all the members who spoke this morning. You know, he didn't speak this morning, and I keep looking over at him, but there's one of us who was here for the argument that caused LAHSA. And the argument that caused LAHSA is frankly the same argument that we're having now. LAHSA was supposed to be the remedy to the argument between the city and the county about the county providing services and the city providing housing. And so now we're at a juncture where it's true that on paper LAHSA continues to exist, but I don't know how this city will sit on a board where we're giving money to it and the other side is not, and they have as many votes as we do. Like, no reasonable entity is going to agree to that for a long period of time. So as far as I'm concerned, LAHSA is effectively ended with the action of the county should they go through it. But I just want to circle back to just ground us in history about how we got to this point and what we want to do going forward, because this is not a new argument that we're having here in the city of LA and the tension between the county and the city. And I finally see Mr. McCosker's name on the queue to speak. Mr. McCosker.
Thanks very much. I just wanted to correct the record. I'm not that old. I was here shortly after LAHSA was formed. It was back in the late 80s when Tom Bradley picked up the phone and called City Attorney James K. Hahn and council members and said, we need to file litigation against the county because the Welfare and Institutions Code says the county shall is an important word, provide support for all is an important word, indigents and folks that essentially need a safety net. It's a much longer provision. But shall and all were the important provisions. And the county at that time was providing none of it. None of it. The city of Los Angeles was spending the amazing sum back then of I think it was $1 million a year to supplant what the county wasn't doing. City sues the county of Los Angeles and says, you shall do all. And the formation of LAHSA was a settlement of that litigation for a couple of reasons. One was they were disputing what that means, shall and all and indigent care, and where does homelessness fit in this. And so the solution was, let's form LAHSA, which is a joint powers authority. Any government can form a joint powers authority with another government as long as they share powers, and the power that they shared was the ability to provide services in their community. And my sense of it, being there shortly after it was formed, was that the city was in to make sure we were showing good faith, but we were voluntarily providing essentially a third to a quarter to eventually 40% of the county's obligation. The county got our voluntary contribution for 32 years. And by the way, when one party to a JPA says, we're going to pull our money out, it ceases to be an agreement. It would be like you writing the papers to buy a car, and you say, by the way, I'm not going to pay for the car, but I'll take it and drive off. It doesn't matter. They're entitled. Under a JPA, either party, typically, is entitled to pull out. That's absolutely fine. 30 days notice, pull out. But then what? And I think it's critically, I think these amendments are great because these amendments say, what obligations are we going to meet? Hopefully the county will intend to meet the obligations as well, contractual obligations. But this is essentially a wind down, which is fine. But when we wind down, I think we need to get back to the important provision. What does the same statutory provision that has not been amended mean? The county shall provide for all. And where are we in that milieu? We're not going to be in a position, I think, morally, where we say we're going to walk away from it. We're going to lean into it like we have for 32 years, but maybe lean into it with eyes wide open as to what are their obligations that they are avoiding and what are our obligations that we're going to take on voluntarily. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker. If there's no other comments, we will open the roll on this item.
Mr. President.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that we captured Councilmember Park's amendment.
30 days.
With Councilmember Rodriguez seconding. Perfect.
All right. I think that's accepted as a friendly amendment, so we don't need a separate vote on that, right?
That's correct. As long as there are no objections, the council may take up the item as amended by 7A and B.
All right, we're taking up that item as amended. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and referred.
The desk is clear.
Announcements, members? Announcements? All right, seeing no announcements, I'll ask everyone in the chamber. Councilmember McCosker with an announcement.
Of course I have an announcement. I actually have a two-parter, but they're related. Today, members, we introduced a motion. Thank you, Councilmember Park, for signing on to this motion that is looking again at the Olympics. I think this is item 5 in our 28 for 28. And we are looking at the last two budgets that the Olympic LA 28 is obligated to provide to us, the 24 budget and the 25 budget. We see a significant increase in the cost, and we also see a significant increase in the revenue. We are asking in this motion essentially to unpack that and find out what do those numbers mean. And we are taking the opportunity also to ask for an analysis of other revenue opportunities, other ways to protect the city of Los Angeles, which has the first $270 million overcost obligation. And we are also asking, how does the budget get affected by what LA 28 is doing tomorrow in Switzerland when they present the venue plan? It'll be 9:30 our time, and if you want to get a link, you can listen in. But at 9:30 tomorrow, LA 28 will be presenting in Switzerland to the IOC the venue plan, and we will find out whether they present a venue plan that matches what we did unanimously a week and a half ago. A week and a half ago, we unanimously approved their venue plan, which takes more events out of the city of Los Angeles, and we conditionally said, take those events out of Los Angeles, begrudgingly, but move sailing back in. That was a condition precedent to us, our approval. We will find out tomorrow whether the IOC accurately or inaccurately, purposefully or accidentally presents the plan to the IOC. And I will be listening to see whether or not they have moved sailing from Long Beach to San Pedro, and if they do not present that, they are not presenting the approval of this governing body, the City of Los Angeles, and I'll be prepared to invoke motion number 1 of 28 for 28, which asks what is the process that takes us to a dispute and how do we arbitrate or litigate that issue. Thanks, members.
Councilmember Price.
Mr. President, I just wanted to announce that the Economic Development and Jobs Committee will have a special meeting at 12 noon today. Economic Development and Jobs, 12 noon.
And where will that meeting be held?
Here in Council Chambers.
All right, here in Council Chambers. All right, any other announcements, members? All right, seeing none, I'll ask everyone in the chamber to rise for adjourning motions and ask if there are any adjourning motions in the horseshoe. I see no hands or buttons pushed, so with that, we are adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody.
China Shipping Terminal and neighboring Yangming Terminal are effectively one terminal, sharing the truck gate